could you? Damien was my brother.
No, Donnie. Not in that facility where you were caged like an animal.
You made him think I abandoned him. Do you know what we went through?
I know who that man was the two of you beat up.
Dame treated me more like family than your two kids ever did in this house.
Oh, there we mentioned them.
None of this would have happened if it wasn't for you.
You're absolutely right. None of it.
It's true.
There may have been a time when Damien had your back.
Not now.
But that's not what he's doing now.
No, and also you wouldn't have gotten anywhere without her, without Marianne. Yeah, see, that's the guy that assaulted Drago. What I was saying before is if Damien would have just got disqualified and really hurt Chavez because he was desperate and knew he couldn't win the fight, that would have made more sense to me.
You've been playing me this whole time. Brought you into my home, bruh. You met my family. Put the gloves on your hands like you asked.
That's enough, Billy. You put the gloves on my hands.
It was kind of all an act, wasn't?
Memory serves. You used to carry my gloves.
That's true.
Get your shit and get out the gym.
Oh,
This is the heel turn.
you think I need you? Oh, when I got locked up, I needed you. When I came home, yeah, bro.
I don't need you now.
And I don't need you for nothing or nothing. Who alone now?
Well, he's not alone, but okay. Maybe on the beach here he's alone.
Baby Creed.
Was he gonna fight him now? Baby Creed, don't say that. Don't call him that.
What'd you call me?
Oh, you mad? You mad?
Fight him on the beach. Let's go.
Try spending half your life in the cell watching somebody else live your life. You turn your back on me, homie.
To be fair, sometimes you do have to cut out people that are bringing you down, but I don't know. I mean, there were.
I'm coming for it all. Hey, no threats here, bro.
How can you come for it all? You could just ignore him.
Aloha.
And let it work itself out, because I don't think he will last long as a champ.
What happened to your eye?
Nothing. I ain't got time for a therapy session.
Okay, well then what do you have time for? Because I've been trying to talk to you for a really long time, Johnny.
Yeah. You gotta talk to her. Communication is the foundation of every relationship.
It's nothing to do with you.
It has everything to do with her. She's your wife.
Is it about Leon?
What? Who told you that?
Damien did.
D, you have got to open up at some...
You need therapy, bruh.
I don't want to talk about anything. I've been trying to forget it. It's dead. Leave it. Leave it. Let it lie.
You figure out your shit, D. Because what cannot happen is her seeing you like this.
Right. Can we get some driving music? Oh, he's got the Ralph Lauren billboard. Well, it's not a billboard, but you know, poster that's as big as a building. Pin up, I don't know.
Hey, what y'all doing in
Well, this is the liquor store.
Hey, Adonis! Yeah, stop! Come on, fight me! God, I'm sorry. Y'all so tough, huh?
That's just he just beat him.
Hey, get off! Away from me, Stay down! Stay down!
Hey, Mom.
Adonis, baby, you got to get here right
No.
away. Mom had another stroke. They're saying multiple organ...
No.
I think it might be time to say
No.
Mom, I'm sorry.
The day I met you, you were so mad. Gonna knock everybody out one by one. I was angry. I was so angry when you left me, Apollo. did you leave me alone? Adonis. He saved me, Apollo. He helped me to forgive you. Tell me what to do.
I mean, they set up the stroke thing. I should have seen this coming, but come on. Did we have to? It feels kind of like fridging. It's sad. It sucks. Like, I thought they were going to fridge Rocky in the first Creed movie. Or the second. To motivate him, but they didn't, which was a nice change of pace. I just didn't want them to do that to Marianne here.
I'm sorry. When Dame came back, all this shit came back too. But you're always really good at that. Feelings. It comes easy to you.
Doesn't come easy to me.
Doesn't come easy to anybody.
I still got a lot of stuff that I'm trying to figure out.
We all just deal with it differently. There's no easier or better. I don't think those words apply. The handling of things.
It was really hard to accept that my dreams didn't turn out the way that I imagined that they would. And that still hurts me.
It's kind of what this movie's about.
But I just made a choice to try to move on and be happy about what I do have. But it's not easy.
No.
Leon was the dad at the group home where I live with Dame. No kid deserves to get beat on like we did. So Dame pulled a gun. Dame got caught. I got away. I ran.
And Dame had a gun, Adonis. That's not on you.
Yeah, but when he went down, I didn't reach out. I never called.
Yeah.
I didn't write.
Look, yeah. You ran from your past, not just in that moment. You didn't just run from that situation. I don't think Damien was a bad kid. He was totally a victim of circumstances. It could have easily been Adonis that went to... That's the whole point.
You have got to try to forgive yourself so that you can begin to believe that you deserve the life that you have earned.
There's only one way that Dame's gonna listen.
You gotta fight him. How is he gonna take what you have, though?
26-1, he's a former heavy...
Stephen A. Smith.
The one and only Adonis Creed is sitting right next to me. Welcome to the show, my man. How you doing?
When I walked away from boxing, I walked away with some unfinished business.
You know, I believe you're the best pound-for-pound fighter in the world. 3 years ago, Conlon, he was beyond his prime when you beat him. B, Dame, he's the next king of boxing, not you, okay? C,
Why would anyone say that about Damien?
Dame is talking about you dirty and unapologetically.
Oh, okay.
We got a call coming in. We got a call.
Damien.
Hey, look, I'm just telling everybody who you really are. Are you
Yeah, but I don't think anyone would actually take him serious. We live in a weird world.
Apollo Creed would be shamed.
I challenge you for the heavyweight championship of the world.
Run it.
Run it!
Oh, hell yes. Y'all heard it here first. I know I can't wait for this.
I feel like Donnie's is hairier all of a sudden.
Fractured 4th and 5th metacarpals.
Both hands.
Oh.
Your kidney?
All the injuries from the fights.
And remind me, how many concussions have you had?
Enough. It's like that scene in The Dark Knight Rises where the doctor's like, you have no cartilage in your knees.
The higher you get, the harder it gets. That's life. That's this run.
Let's go. Tug of war. Old school.
Moment of truth. How's this training montage gonna hold up to all the others? I just don't know if they built Damien up to be as big of a threat. I thought he was gonna come in and be like, I forget Tom Hardy's character in Warrior, his name, but you know, he was just savage out of nowhere, like this wrestling prodigy who you know, comes out of nowhere and is just incredible. They didn't build Damien up like that. And it seems like he won against Chavez, but I don't know.
Let's go. Come on. Well.
Oh, Victor Drago.
How's that? What'd you get? Good enough to beat you.
Oh, they're friends now. We're friends now. Because of that scene that was cut from the second one where they were nice to each other. Or Donnie was nice to him. He says, the one fight does not define you. Fuck. But Donnie's old, so yeah, I guess Damien would be a threat regardless. Jesus, Victor's just destroying him. Yeah. Oh, now this training montage is taking a turn for the emotional.
It crumbles the crown.
Taking the headgear off.
I'm just getting started.
Let's go!
It's that time. Things just ain't the same for young Jermaine, still underrated, but fucking steady. Stomach rumbles could humble thunder, and the sun is under. Who the fuck want what with me? Heart is out, and I say that reluctantly, cause it should go with Conda. God's favorite accumulated a ton of karma, as seen by me thumbing through green, I become a god.
Dude, with the mitts, with rap music especially, sometimes feels like it's in sync with the beat. It's just so cool to watch and listen to at the same time. Completely unnecessary and bad for your back, but looks cool.
Where is he?
Oh, the mirror! Like the Rocky gives him that speech in the first Creed. You see that guy? That's the hardest opponent you're ever gonna face. Toughest opponent. David! Do you like yell his name? Or just shout, that's fine, that works too. It's not the 80s anymore.
Welcome to Los Angeles for one of the most highly anticipated heavyweight bouts in years.
One round at a time. Yeah. One step, one punch, one round at a time.
One punch.
It makes me miss Rocky, I'm sorry. I love him and Rocky's dynamic is just the best. The trainer and fighter dynamic is kind of crucial. And I like Duke, don't get me wrong, but Rocky and Adonis is just the best. Like, I'm sorry, but I like Rocky and Adonis better than I liked Mickey and Rocky. I know that's a controversial take, but it's debatable, yeah.
Why would I have a trip on my spot when I earned it? Difference is you do it on purpose, and me, I do it for a purpose. Just know as long as I want it, they rather count me out than count me in. Always count on me, y'all boys counterfeit. Hey, rolling with the punches, boy, I counted it. Y'all really judging me, and I can't.
Chavez is ringside.
The money, the respect, and the power and the hoes come next. Last time that I checked on the whole thing, so you niggas reinvest, double up, then explain.
I just feel like there's no way that he would have the skill to be able to compete with Adonis. He's locked up 18 years. He hasn't been training like Adonis has. I don't know. Why am I don't know. Whatever.
Good evening and welcome to the battle.
They just didn't sell him as a threat the way I thought they were going to. I would have been fine if they just introduced the... I don't know what I'm complaining about. Sorry.
The former light heavyweight and heavyweight champion of the
Oh, right. He got... Right. That's why at the beginning. I was going to say he has two titles? Yeah, duh.
Creed is the former Golden Glove champion and the reigning, defending, undefeated, and
One fight.
Anderson.
Creed retired a champion, but he's definitely the underdog.
Yeah, he looks to be in phenomenal shape.
You both received your instructions in your dressing room.
How...
And we're off, and the big question here in round one is how much ring rust will Adonis have? 3 years out of the game.
He looks rusty.
Stop holding back, D. You're giving him too much respect.
You are.
Anderson gets first blood with a nasty shot.
He just goes for the arm all the time.
I
did that round to Anderson with an impressive start here.
All right, look, Donnie. I'll see you in a minute. Don't worry, I'll be right back.
Last time for him to start fighting dirty, right? Keep your head on tight. Let him make mistakes. He gonna make a lot of them, all right? And attack those windows when they open.
This is the thing that confuses me, right? Is everyone goes, oh, he's going to fight dirty, he's going to fight dirty. But if they're fighting dirty, shouldn't you be disqualified? If it's legal, it's not dirty. I mean, he can do things that the ref doesn't see, sure, but he can't keep that up for an extended period of time. He'll get disqualified. So why is everyone so afraid of that?
Stop running, Donnie.
Also, everything's on camera, so people will see after the fact that it wasn't necessarily a fair fight.
Can't beat me heads up.
This isn't fighting dirty, he's just fighting good. Woo! The speed that these guys have is wild. They always make the hooks just sound like fucking bombs, even when they miss. You just hear the speed of them. Oh, wow. But this is fucking cool. And it's just them in the ring now. This is really cool. I love that they did this. Yeah, it's just them. Let's go. Just you two. I love that you did this. This is an awesome creative choice. This is like COVID fight. Oh wow, we're getting really creative. His back's up against the jail cell. This is kind of anime-esque. This is wild. I like this a lot now. This... Wow. I did not expect the fight to be shot like this and framed this way and everything that's happening. I did not expect this creatively. This is super cool though. Wow, this made it way more epic. Because I would have gotten, honestly, I probably would have gotten bored if it was just the traditional with the crowd and everything. Oh, now that fade in.
This fight feels dead even. You can.
Yeah, I don't know how, but it does.
You're out there boxing. I need you to start fighting.
Well, make up your mind, Duke.
Let go of whatever was and walk into what is.
Whew.
Go out there and be ferocious. You hear me?
Duke's got some lines in this movie.
And we're off in round 12. 3 minutes.
Oh, we're already on round 12?
Championship of the world.
That was 11, I guess. Okay. We zoned out there for a minute. We were tripping. Time was not as it usually is. You guys take something before this fight? What was that? It was like ego death. They're just fighting on ayahuasca right now. Ooh, just an IMAX all of a sudden shot. That hurts. He's fine. The wind knocked out of him. Oh, they're saying that because that's what Leon said?
Get up, D.
And he's up. And he survived. Let's go. Free breaks the clinch. He fires everything he's got.
That's it.
That's it. That's all she wrote. You're dropping. drop. That's it. Dun, 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 dun. I'm going a little faster because.
And once again, the heavyweight champion of the world.
What does this mean, that he's going to keep fighting now, or he's just going to retire again, or what's going on? There needs to be some catharsis between you two, or some resolution. I mean, that was cathartic. I mean, shout out to Michael B. Jordan, though. He's done a fantastic job directing this film. And I'm probably being a little overly critical in areas. I've seen all the movies that have preceded this so many times and stuff. It's hard to live up to what has come before, especially in a franchise that has so many fucking films and has tried so many different things. The coolest thing about this, and I'm happy he took that risk because it paid off, was that trippy sequence, you know, when they were fighting. This is gonna be good. It's like that scene that they cut from Creed 2 when Adonis came to talk to Victor. That's a great deleted scene.
Guess you did learn a few
Look it up
moves
if you don't know.
without me.
Yeah.
All those years. Never checked up on you.
It is pretty fucked up, to be honest. Could have still moved forward while keeping in touch.
We were just kids, bro.
Yeah.
It ain't on you.
It's true. Sure.
Never was. It wasn't on you either.
It wasn't, that's true.
Alright, go ahead then, man. Family and everybody waiting on you. Champ.
Oh man, this scene is beautiful.
You know where to find me if you need me.
God damn it, what a promising career Jonathan Majors had. I'm just kidding. That's look at Amara go.
You know she's been waiting all night for this, right?
Just to get in the ring. And,
She looked good in there.
dude, she's totally gonna be the sequels. It's gonna focus on Amara. Is that what we're doing? Setting up? I mean, I guess I could still focus on Adonis. Stallone was doing Rocky 4 in his late 30s, and then, you know, I think he was even maybe 40 or maybe older. They really nail the family dynamic in these Creed movies, though, with Tessa and Michael and no, I don't know this actress's name, but the girl who plays Amara. And they're the central relationship, Tessa and Michael, and or Bianca and Adonis. In the same way that Rocky and Adrian were. They're just as good, if not better.
I've been waiting all my life.
So what's Rocky doing, playing catch with his grandson? It felt appropriate, albeit a bit douchey, to wear my training to go Super Saiyan tank. Something I never wear in public because it would elicit some, what do you think, you're Goku? That was a joke at the end. I don't think that this movie suffered specifically because of a lack of Rocky or Stallone. If anything, this movie, like the ones prior, proves that Michael B. Jordan and Tessa Thompson are more than capable of shouldering this franchise. As a directorial debut, this movie was sick, and I want to give Jordan his flowers. I know that he consulted Denzel Washington with the man, the myth himself, telling him to storyboard as much as possible going into filming this movie. And it definitely shows, especially with the fights, like especially that sequence in the final fight. Overall, they're crisp, they're slick, they're electric. They're stylish. I mean, he took imagery to the next level in the fights. Like, again, especially with that final sequence that was in the final fight. Because he incorporated all that imagery relevant to the story. Although I don't think that substitutes or acts as a substitute for character development or what they actually needed to go through to make especially Damien's arc satisfying. Performance-wise, Michael B. Jordan and all the actors delivered as I expected they would. I mean, the cast is top tier. And it's always amazing to see actors sell themselves as legitimate boxers. Jonathan Majors was more than believable. Michael B. Jordan, I'm convinced, is just a boxer at this point. I loved Tessa in this. Her characters struggle with unrealized dreams as they mirror Damien's, especially since her character's career has seemed so peripheral at times, as it's overshadowed by Adonis and the Creed legacy, coincidentally, since her husband battles that legacy as well. And thematically, this film hit a lot of the major beats that already exist within the Creed and Rocky franchises. I think it opened some truly interesting doors narratively. Similar to the first Creed film, here Adonis is treated by Damien as if he was given a handout in life. Not just because of his last name or lineage, but because he ran away to a life his friend felt was meant for him. Sorry, my mom texted me. And when Ma texts, you look down and see what she wants. And in Damien's eyes, Adonis only has that life because Damien bit the bullet. No pun intended. And went to prison. But of course, that's not true or rational. Adonis and Rocky worked hard and took advantage of opportunity when an opportunity presented itself. I feel like that's a Will Smith quote. Or a paraphrasing of a Will Smith quote. In this film, Damien just takes without doing the work. Like at all. I don't understand how his skill set even makes sense comparatively. But I do understand and empathize with Damien because I think his story is relatable to anyone who's ever felt like time was standing still. And what I mean by that is, it's very easy for us to get stuck. Maybe not because we have gone to prison or spent nearly 2 decades in prison, but career or relationship-wise, environment-wise, sometimes it can feel like everyone else is growing or evolving, leaving, and we're just marking time. Some people spend their whole lives just marking time. This is especially true in the case of hometown relationships, childhood friends, because I think it's difficult for people to see others morph away from what they viewed them as their entire lives, especially when they feel this exactly the same, because then it makes them feel like they're doing something wrong. So they just blame you, or they blame the person that's evolving or changing. This is not to say that Adonis should have cut off Damien the way that he did. I'm just speaking to the aspect of Damien's resentment and rage that I think we can all relate to. Because instead of taking accountability for pulling that gun or making that mistake, even though he arguably did it to protect his friend, he never looks in the mirror metaphorically. He just blames Adonis for everything because he can't let go of the past. Where the other Rocky movies and Creed movies were more about defying the odds and never giving up, this one is more about letting go of the past and I guess in turn your dreams, or at least what you thought your life would be. Because dreams can evolve into other things while still aligning with the spiritual objective that you set out to achieve. And I think that's certainly the case for Bianca and Damien. I would have liked some resolution there. I mean, I guess we do have that with Bianca. She's pretty happy with where she is. It's Damien's arc I have the most beef with, especially with him. I think there was a lot of potential story and character-wise in this film, and I just don't think like the script capitalized on that. Right around the halfway point, probably when Marianne died, all of that childhood friend and unrealized dream stuff just sort of fell to the wayside. Actually, I want to say real quick, Felicia Rashad is a powerhouse of an actress, super underappreciated in her time. I wish we would see her in more things. I was so pleasantly surprised to see her in the first Creed film. But yeah, whether it be Mick or Apollo or Adrian, you could argue that the Rocky franchise makes a habit of killing off characters to motivate the titular character. So maybe it was par for the course here, but I can't help but feel like it's a step back there's that pivotal conversation. The last real conversation, even though I liked what MichaelBJordan and Jonathan Majors did with that conversation at the end, like the only reason that was even remotely effective was their acting. The writing was kind of just lackluster there. But the conversation between Bianca and Adonis, that pivotal conversation at Marianne's funeral, that conversation should have been possible without a death. Like, they were at odds with one another. Marianne dies. Death is used as a catalyst to get them to the resolution of their disagreements, their frustration with one another, that friction, that tension. And then after that, I feel like the entire film descends into exactly what you would expect from the most cliched version of a film in a franchise like this. It's like, okay, run it, let's fight. Training montage, the actual fight, and then quite literally, the end. And as I mentioned in my reaction going into that final fight, I never really quite viewed Damien as a boxing threat or actual challenge for Adonis. Yes, you always know that Rocky or Adonis is going to win or prove themselves. I mean, in their first films, respectively, they don't win. Even so, there still needs to be this tiny part of you, this fraction of you, that believes it's possible that they could lose. And I didn't have that in this one. And even though the fights were super cool, that lack of tension and stakes certainly affected my experience watching this. And to circle back to what I was talking about before, on top of that, I don't feel like Damien's arc was fully realized at all. I'm gonna reference Gavin O'Connor's film Warrior again, that UFC film, or mixed martial arts, it's not UFC, which focuses on the two estranged brothers, played by Joel Edgerton and Tom Hardy. Their lives in that film, not unlike Adonis and Damien, diverge from a young age. One ends up with the good life, and the other one not so much, with the latter blaming the former in a lot of ways. At the end of that film, it's not much of a spoiler, the brothers fight, and there's this hugely emotional and cathartic resolution. It happens in the fight. I won't spoil it for anyone who hasn't seen that film. Definitely watch it. But it makes me cry every time. Here, the resolution being that conversation between the two in the locker room, it felt rushed and nonsensical. Overall, I think this was the weakest film in the Creed franchise. Not the Rocky franchise, but the Creed franchise. But yes, still push-up worthy and still entertaining. And that's all I have for this one. Big love to everyone who's bored enough to join me. Let me know your thoughts in the comments. Drive me off this platform if you must. Otherwise, like, subscribe, dislike for cathartic reasons. Drink water, stay young, and remember, don't be an idiot, be a buffoon. Peace.